half a fucking giraffe coming out of a curtain with somebody's hand up his ass. What up, snipers? Welcome to Not For Radio. This is the podcast where we have sometimes great guests. We've got a really good guest on today. It will contain some swearing. I think it's the first time we've had somebody from a circus.
Yeah, I'd say it would be. What a wild and interesting life people in the circus lead, particularly when you're in a South African circus.
Also, as well, quick thanks to Binance who have jumped on board as well. You might have seen their logo on the screens over the last couple of days, or on Facebook. The couple of photos being updated with Binance being added to it, which is awesome. We appreciate your support. If you want to get into crypto, go and have a hone on that. They've got a great app. I think 260 million users worldwide. If you've been thinking about crypto, it could be an option. And you can also use the code NOT4Radio when you sign up and you download the Binance app, which is epic. A reminder as well, we do have 2 extra episodes a week if you become Sniper Elite, which means you pay, I think it's just a bit less than a beer a month, and it'll unlock about 200 other episodes that we have done in the past.
Cheap as chips. All the links as per are in the show notes below on where you can find our newfound Sonny's collab. Of course, you can click through and set up your own Binance if you don't already have one. And then there's a couple of clips in there as well from some short films and a classic New Zealand ad, which we fucking love and reckon you will too.
Right, let's get on with the potty. Let's find out whether or not a lion tried to fucking eat Andy.
Hello, champions. You are listening to Not For Radio.
Today's guest is Andy. Now, he used to work for the Boswell Wilkie Circus, South Africa's biggest and boldest travelling show, which ran for close to 75 years, I believe. No backyard operation, this one. We're talking lions, elephants, acrobats, clowns, the whole fucking shebang. Kicked off back in 1913 and became a South African icon. Known for pushing boundaries of circus, performing during apartheid to mixed crowds, even defying the government's ban on Sunday entertainment. Now, Andy was right in the thick of it, behind the curtain, under the big top, around the animals that you could eat for breakfast. The stories apparently he's got, according to Teagues, are fucking unreal. So buckle up. Andy, welcome to Not For Radio, mate. How the fuck did you end up in the circus?
Just luck, landed up. I happened to be single and didn't have any ties and applied for a job to be a cashier, and I got it. And I travelled with him for a year around the country. Went to Swaziland, Botswana. So basically what happened is we went off to Botswana and we gave a show there for a couple of days. But now what you have in the circus is you have the front line, which is about 30 or 40 black guys. And they break the tent down. But before they start breaking the tent down, they do it like Monday. What do we do? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening. At about 10 o'clock in the evening, they'd start breaking the tent down. But before they'd break the tent down, they'd smoke a whole lot of pipes, weed, ganja. Now, if you take a wine bottle from the neck down to where it gets to the wider part, in their truck, they would have 4 of those pipes going around, full with grass.
They like to pack down the tent while
So anyway,
pack down the super top while super high.
Yeah. So anyway, we go to Botswana, and the guy Tolly, the 6-foot black guy, massive, built like a truck, knocks on my door in Botswana at about 11 o'clock at night. Andy, what must I do with these bags? And he's standing there with 6 black dustbin bags full of grass.
Holy shit.
Now, those 6 black bags would last the front line maybe 3 weeks. That's how much they smoked.
Wow.
So I took the bags into my compartment, and I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, no, we're going to get searched at the border. Don't put them in the compartment. Luckily, what happens is the front line break the tent down and then they leave to the next ground before everybody else. After they've broken the tent down, the rest of the trucks go the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
So I go in search of this guy, Tolly, and I said to him, hey, listen, mate, we better put this somewhere safe where they can't get to it. And he's like, well, where?
Yeah.
So I said, well, put it in the lion's cage.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
on the
God,
lion's
Kath.
cage, I don't know if you have it in the banks over there, you've got a drawer where you put your money in, and then the cashier can...
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the lion's cage have one of those to get the food. So I'm like, well, put it in the food trays and just put some old
Oh,
meat
no.
in there, and off we go. We get to the border. Now they want to search all the trucks. So all the trucks, there's about 20 of them lined up by the border. They're searching all the trucks, and they bring out the drug dogs. And they're going to now search every single truck. So I'm standing outside, I'm thinking, oh shit, now we've had it now, and now we're going to get caught. So they take the dog down the truck, and I'm standing outside, and I'm fucking biting my nails off down to my fingers, because the person that's going to get looked at is me, because the owner knows everybody smokes. I mean,
Yeah.
90% out of the 100% staff smoked. All the workers, the only people that didn't smoke were the artists. But the rest of us. So the guy takes his dog down the trucks, and he gets to the lion cage, and the dog starts barking. All of a sudden, we had about 3 or 4 lions. All of a sudden, there's this massive roar out of this truck, and the lions start fighting, and they're growling and they're roaring, and this dog gets a fright and takes off down the road, pulling the guy behind him. And the owner came out, and he said, what the hell's going on? And he had a go at the drug dog guy for upsetting the animals. And they said, okay, well, you can go through. Everything seems to be okay. And that's how we smuggled 6 black bags of Botswana's finest marijuana into South Africa.
Oh, the statute of limitations is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, if you want to smuggle grass, join the circus.
The only podcast that has stories like these. Not for radio.
Absolute battler. It's a hell of a way to transport weed, isn't it?
How would you have done it in the circus?
Well, I was more worried about the lions were going to
Eat it.
eat all of it. And I was
Yeah.
like, what would happen if a lion ate 6 bags of weed?
I get it down them.
Well, I reckon, yeah, surely they go hunger. So they'll be well fed in the circus. You'd feed them really, really well so they don't fucking chew up people in the audience.
Yeah, that's what
They're not hungry.
You would assume that would be the MO for those people.
Just
That's
keep
a
them
fucking
well
lot of time.
fed.
That is a lot of time on the road, though.
Yeah.
Man, that is crazy.
Pre-phoned as well.
Yeah, I used to date a girl who was in the Science Technology Roadshow and would get a frequented visit as she travelled through the city in which I was living. And they
What the fuck does that even mean? What is that?
Science Technology Roadshow. Used
Yeah.
to go around all the schools. They did all like science experiments. Basically, they do like a morning session, afternoon session.
Sounds like they
all the
did
different
it to
schools.
all the rich schools. Motherfuckers. Tegan doesn't know it either. Maybe this North Island thing.
She was based down south, actually. She was from South Canterbury.
No. We're the Life Education Trust, which is a
Fucking
fucking
Harold falls out of the wall, the big fucking shit giraffe head.
half
Still
a
there.
fucking giraffe coming out of a curtain with somebody's hand up his ass, and then he'll tell you about how babies are made.
Is that because I have, like, we had heaps. I remember heaps of those things that would come around. Like Fire Safety NZ would come around, and then the police would come around, and they'd do the demonstration where they, dress the principal up in a dog attack suit, and they get mowed down by all that stuff. I don't remember a single thing from the Life Education Trust. Not a fucking single thing. And I'm not saying it's because of them, because you know me, and if you listen to this, you know me. My attention span is incredibly short. But I would assume that big truck that is travelling around, if I am alone in thinking that is money well spent. If I'm not alone, then surely there could be a redistribution of those funds into something that is more prevalent and relevant today, or has the curriculum changed in which they are speaking?
Nah, bollocks. You are Full of shit.
What is the Life Education Trust?
No, so it's good. Like, for example, if you've got shit parents that don't tell you fucking anything about the human body or how it works, it's real basic shit about the human body. Like, they have a torso there and the parts of the body light up, and then they'll explain what each bits do. Because you can be damn sure if fucking people got shit parents and they're iPad kids, kids ain't looking that shit up on YouTube to learn about how we work and why you should brush your teeth and why there's only half of Mandy the rubber torso there and how she doesn't have any nipples.
So now this is the what we teach. Today's challenges for young people: mental health and well-being, bullying, obesity, and substance abuse.
Fuck, we didn't have those last two when I did it.
Our teaching strands: identity and resilience, relationships and communities, food, nutrition, human biology, and substances. So clearly they do change with whatever is kind of...
Yeah, it's good.
Whatever the problems are that are facing our young people.
So we did promise that we would play some more classic New Zealand ads. This is a short film, and it's called Mr. Frosty, who's actually God, and then the BMX kid. And then there's an ice cream truck there, and it's just like, I think it's about 5 minutes. The young buck ended up being one of our biggest actors until he smacked his car into a fucking bridge and had to rebuild his life.
Hey bro, because that's a choc top with sprinkles.
Nothing comes for free, mate.
Oh yeah, that's what my mum always says. Oh, you want to do some bombs?
So what?
Some bombs, cuz. Yeah! Your turn, bro.
Oh, no, I'm too old for that sort of thing, mate.
Not even. My nan's heaps older than you and she does bigger bombs than all of us.
Really?
Mean that, bro. So what's your name anyway?
I'm known by many names.
One will do, cuz.
Okay. How does God sound?
You're God.
Yep.
Well, you can be whoever you want to be, I guess. That's what my dad always says.
What, you want me to prove it?
Yep.
You want a bomb? I'll show you a bomb.
Bro, can you even swim?
Of course I can swim. I invented swimming.
Jumps off the huge cliff.
Oh, you're good.
I told you.
What are you doing in New Zealand?
I don't know, really. I just felt I had to come back here. Back to my Eden.
We call it Aotearoa around here, bro. It's good to come home now and then, eh, bro? Eat some ice creams, do some bombs. You're never too old, bro. You're never too old.
Who said that? Your mum?
Nah, that was on me, bro.
Come on, cuz. Let's get you that chop top with all the sprinkles.
Cheer!
All your forces under the sun, come on and take me on.
The Black Seeds here in the background, mate. It's a band I haven't heard in quite some time.
It was a short film, I'm sure of it.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think it was New Zealand Short Film Contest or whatever it was.
What I have added is just a Taika Waititi film, which featured... I'm pretty sure that James
This is
Wallace
the
was
Cars
in it.
one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 Cars, 1 Night.
Yeah.
It's black and white. It was it's about 11 minutes long, I think. It is one of the greatest pieces of cinema that we have ever created in New Zealand, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's too long to play on this, but if you
Yeah.
like, fuck, that's pretty classic. It's even better, that one there.
It's in the show notes on the podcast today. Go and check it out. It's bloody good stuff there. Good time for a...
Yeah, let's do one war story, and then I think that's all we're going to have time for because we've got to race down to the radio studio, and we've got Matt Payne, a V8 supercar driver, Kiwi bloke that's going to be racing in Taupō, which is in the North Island of New Zealand, in a couple of weeks' time when all the supercars come over.
Reload and focus. Another war story inbound.
Okay, this is a real short one, actually, from Ian in England. Categories military. When I was in the military, fellas, I'd gone away on holiday. A few weeks later, when returning back to barracks in the early hours of the morning, I found that the guys had completely rearranged all of my room and filled it with balloons. Cheeky fuckers. I let it slide for a few weeks before exacting my revenge. I added hair removal cream to every single one of their shampoos. This was the gift they kept on giving. Over the following months, a few of my colleagues were convinced that they were losing their hair and it seemed to be coming out in clumps. Off to the medical centre to report it to the doctors. More tests were conducted by specialists, but nothing could be found. After a few more months, their hair returned back to its former glory and not a word was said. Go well, go long, up the waz.
Well done. Fuck, that is so good. Jeez, that's good.
Long play.
Thanks for listening. And Andy, thank you for coming on the podcast, mate. Fucking outstanding yarn. I mean, we don't endorse, but we definitely do encourage smuggling weed stories on the show.
Particularly ones that are very old like that, you know.
Oh, yeah. Olden days, it's almost like it didn't happen. Like you'd be like, I killed a guy. How long ago?
I will try...
6 months? Sorry, mate, can't come on the podcast. 12 years? Yeah, fuck. Give it another 5 years, mate, and you can come on.
In the coming weeks, I will try. A friend of mine who lives, one of my really good friends who lives in Australia, his father, who's passed away now, used to be a journalist and had a journalistic visa, which meant that he basically could get through any border in throughout Asia and basically around the world. And he was working with the famous Mr. Asia and smuggling Buddha sticks throughout Central Asia into Australia and New Zealand.
Fucking fantastic podcast that Stuff have done on that at the moment. I think it's Stuff. The Mr. Asia story is incredible. He was the largest drug dealer on planet fucking Earth, operating out of New Zealand and Thailand for that time in the 70s. There was no one that was had a syndicate and network across the globe. He was looking at pushing into America before it all got undone. But yeah, he was making bank. For the most part, it's quite funny though, because it's a real big part of New Zealand history. And the only thing you go and see him fucking that he spent money on was a fucking powerboat and a mean place up in the Bay of Islands, and that was about it.
Yeah, there's a couple of weird houses that he's got. There's one
up in
the hills and behind sort of...
In the Waitaks.
No, there's another one that's up by Opanoni, up in the hills, and it can see the entry points of both roads. You can see the whole way down, and it's now a backpackers, but it has the same thing, a whole bunch of secret tunnels that pop out in the bush in different places. But, interesting guy.
Yeah, really interesting. And who was the other one? Terry Johnson, who was also part of it as well. But yeah, fucking absolutely. I'm all about that. Let's definitely talk about that later on the podcast. Hey, you can support us. These podcasts are not free to make, and we appreciate each and every one of you that is a Sniper Elite member that's paying for, it's like less than the price of beer a month to get an extra couple of episodes a week. You also unlock about 200 other episodes because we've had Sniper Elite going for that long. And those are the ones that really help us. So if you're keen to support us and help us to continue making bloody great content, just more of this absolute shambolic shithouse that we call Not For Radio, then get amongst it. You can find the link in the show notes. A reminder, we're on YouTube. That's ticking along nicely as well. Heaps of people, I think 39% of people watching on big screens on YouTube, we got told yesterday in a high-powered business meeting. And then still, I'm not even wearing them today, still some pairs of our sunglasses that you can get your hands on as well, the official Not For Radio sunglasses.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been asking about the Not For Radio merch, and if we are going to do some, we are signing the agreement today.
You beauty!
The amended agreement, which is going to be pretty exciting.
Basically, we wanted it.
Company.
Yeah, we're working with an amazing company. Basically, we wanted it so we came up with the ideas and then did fuck all else.
Yeah.
Because we just don't have time.
No, and if it was up to us, and if it was up to me, it just would fucking never be done. It's fucking battled along as long as it has because of me being useless anyway. So watch the space. It's going to have its own website. It's going to be fucking slick, and it's going to have all of the details and all the great stuff that you want and need on it as well.
Now, just quickly, tomorrow's episode will be a Sniper Elite episode being released to everyone, and that's solely because myself and Jay are away tomorrow and Monday. But just want to make sure there's another episode dropping before the end of the week. So that's what we're going to do with that. Have a fucking ripping rest of your Thursday. And we'll catch you on Tuesday for another Not For Radio. And, hopefully you enjoy the episode that we drop tomorrow. Go well. Go long.
Up the wires.